Good morning and welcome to my channel. On this table here I put my Euphorbias. Not all of them are mine. This one, this spectacular one, I don't know what exactly the species is not mine. I am babysitting it, or plant sitting, or Euphorbia sitting it for the time of when my friend is away. She will be away for at least 3 months, so she dropped this Euphorbia here on my deck for me to take care of it. Very nice plant, and actually since she put it here at the end of May, it already grew substantially. I hope she will see the growth, and I hope she will be happy with it. But the reason I am showing you my plants today is this flower. This is Euphorbia flanagani. It is sometimes called Medusa's head, as it is a stem with some other branches. Stems are going just like in a tree, but it might also look like a head with snakes instead of hair, and this is what Medusas were imagined to be in the Greek mythology. So Medusa's head is sometimes the common name, although there are also Euphorbia caput medusa, which is the proper Medusa's head, which looks very similar to it but has a little bit thicker branches. This one is Euphorbia flanagani, and sometimes it has a ring of these yellow flowers around the center of the plant, but today there is only one flower. However, because I missed the ring already, and I'm not sure whether there will be more flowers this year or not, I wanted to show it to you. So this is Euphorbia flanagani, very nice Euphorbia. You see the branches, the stems that grow as Medusa's snake hair, they are drying out after a season, and they are constantly drying out and growing new plants, so growing new branches. So this is how it grows. It is in a very small pot. I transplanted it already once from an even smaller pot, and I noticed that the size of the plant is restricted by the size of the pot. Okay, when it was in a smaller pot, it didn't grow much, and then when I transplanted it here, it just like exploded. It grew bigger instantly, and now it stopped growing larger. So I have a feeling if I transplanted it again, it would be much bigger. But the thing is that I don't have that much space at home, so I will probably not transplant it that soon. Okay, this is Euphorbia globosa with flowers as well. The Euphorbia's flowers are very interesting because they are not really flowers. They are structures called ciatium, which is a male flower and a female flower merged together, and they are surrounded by not by petals or sepals, but by leaves that have taken the job of being of surrounding that ciatium, that flower, and basically to attract pollinators. I'm not sure how attractive it looks, but certainly. And here on this flower you can see, that it's not a single flower, that this is like a cluster of flowers merged together. Here you cannot see it that well. Okay, so male flowers and female flowers merged together and surrounded by leaves that evolved to be to take a form of petals in a regular flower. And these two are Euphorbia obesa, and here the Tziatzia are separate. This specimen, these flowers are male flowers. You see the pollen at the tip of the flower, and these are female flowers with and they are actually always have the threefold symmetry. All of the flowers of Euphorbias have a threefold symmetry, and they are producing seeds because they were pollinated by the pollen from these flowers. And here you see there are seedlings, little tiny Euphorbia obesas are growing at the bottom of this plant, on the top of the pot, at the bottom of the plant. Interesting, isn't it? This female was mutilated by, I think, a squirrel 2 seasons ago. I was devastated. I thought she damaged the squirrel, she or he damaged the center of the plant and that the plant will be gone. But no, it was not damaged. The plant grows, but it is quite miserable. Maybe not miserable anymore, but it looks dreadful. I will go back to my Euphorbia globosa, because this, as you can see, the white parts, the stems that were the globes that are white, this is because this was attacked by spider mites. The plant was infested by spider mites, and actually buying these plants, I'm not sure how many years ago, triggered a series of very unfortunate events. This was the first of the unfortunate events, because the mealybugs spread, the spider mites spread everywhere, and I still have a problem with them. And these Euphorbia obesa, both of them, are victims of those spider mites problem. I have to do something drastic about it. I'm not sure yet what. I am actually looking right now on the internet for mites that are predatory, that would feed on the spider mites that I still have. Once they are outside, the spider mites, the plants, when they are outside, the spider mites do not do any damage because they are controlled by the wind, by the sun, by the water, by the rain, by the watering. When they are in the basement during their dormancy, that's when the spider mites are most active. And because they are in the basement, because I don't look at them, I didn't notice it for a very long time, and I didn't really realize that these were spider mites until very recently. This Euphorbia is actually a hybrid. This is a mix of 2 different species. I'm not sure which species were mixed, were cross-pollinated to produce this particular variety, this particular type of Euphorbia. It looks quite attractive, but when I realized it was not a pure species, I was quite unhappy about it, because I really like the plants the way they are in the wild and not artificially human made. But it's a quite attractive plant, so I keep it. And this one has a flower as well. Again, a flower, but these are not petals, anatomically speaking. Anatomically speaking, they are leaves that were evolved to be around the flower to attract pollinators, the Euphorbia millii, and it did something that I was not really expecting at all. I thought it wouldn't be possible. You see this? This is a new Euphorbia stem growing from the roots, growing from the bottom. I didn't know that this Euphorbia could do that, but it can. So maybe with time I will have more of those stems here. I thought the only way to have more than one would be to cut the mother stem into pieces, root them and plant them together in the same pot. It's quite easy to do it. If you cut Euphorbia millii, you will root it easily. And same with all Euphorbias. You can take the pup here. Well, these one is producing pups, and it does flower sometimes. You see, oh, you see, it does flower sometimes, but the flowers are very insignificant, very, very tiny. It looks exactly like a cactus, except cacti have huge flowers. If you look at my last video, I made a video about a cactus that looks very similar to this one, to this Euphorbia, but has huge flowers, very brightly colored. But cacti flowers last for a day or two at the most, because they are so large, and Euphorbias can afford to keep their flowers open, ready to be pollinated for a long time, because they are small. And here is another Euphorbia millii, a different variety. I'm not sure whether one of these varieties is just human-made, man-made, or this is just how some of them grow in the wild. I'm not sure about it. I like this one because it's so delicate, because it doesn't grow large. This one will grow very large if I am not mistaken, because I took this cutting from a friend who has two types of this kind of Euphorbia in the same pot. She has some stems that grow long and some stems that grow very long in the same pot. So I'm not sure whether this one is the one that grows very long or only long. Very nice. And you can see here that this Euphorbia millii, produces leaves at the very tip of its stems, and this is because the level of succulentism here, if I can use this word, is not as profound as, for example, in this plant or in Euphorbiaceae. This is Euphorbia. Oh my goodness, what's the name of it? I will remember it in a moment. But this one is adapted to very, very dry condition. When you see Euphorbia monstrosa, that's what it is. And this one, because it has leaves, and leaves have much more surface area, it loses the leaves when it's not watered. Okay, when it's not watered properly, it loses the leaves. But the fact that there are leaves is suggesting that the plant is adapted to less dry conditions than this one. No, not monstrosa, Euphorbia horrida. This is how it is, Euphorbia horrida. Okay, Euphorbia horrida, Euphorbia obesa, those two, female and male. Euphorbia globosa, used to be infested by spider mites. This one used to be infested by spider mites as well. This one is healthy, Euphorbia flanagani. And this is my friend's plant, which looks absolutely gorgeous. Okay, Euphorbias. Euphorbias are really interesting also because they evolved many times. What keeps a genus to be a genus, or what keeps plants to be in the same family, is the shape and the structure and the anatomy of the flower. And there was a Euphorbia, a mother of all Euphorbias, and then it spread out, and in particular it spread out in Africa. And then in Africa there are plenty of dry areas that are isolated from each other, and then that mother Euphorbia millions of years ago evolved into succulent Euphorbias, but in each of these areas it evolved independently, and that's why the shapes of these Euphorbias are so different. Okay. For example, Euphorbia milli or millii is from Madagascar, which is completely separated from Africa. Okay, and these ones are just African, but from different parts of Africa and from different deserts of Africa. Interesting. I don't recommend collecting Euphorbias. Oh, here is another one, Euphorbia trigona. This one, the big one. Let me move back. The big one, it's Euphorbia trigona. It grows to a size of a big tree, taller than houses. Anyways, I don't recommend collecting Euphorbias because it is a never-ending hobby. There are so many species of Euphorbias that if you fall into that trap, it would be very difficult to get out of it. It's very addictive. I somehow have my collection contained, and I hope I will not make it larger. I hope I will not get the temptation of having all the available species of Euphorbias. Oh, here is another one. I forgot about it. This one, Euphorbia aeruginosa, very interesting plant, very spiky. Okay, very spiky. Has yellow flowers sometimes when it flowers, when it blooms, it has yellow flowers. Okay, so this is it. And wow, this is a Euphorbia. I forgot its name. I have it somewhere, but something that starts with F. Euphorbia F something. Floribunda, no, something like that. Anyways, look how spiky it is, and look how much like a cactus it is. It looks exactly like a cactus, and it's because it evolved to be adapted to very similar conditions to which a cactus is adapted, but it evolved in Africa, and cacti are from Americas, the Americas. Okay, so my Euphorbias, Euphorbia flanagani in particular, with a flower which I really like. I hope you see why I like it, and I hope you see I like all my Euphorbias, even though not all of them look perfect. They are all very nice and very interesting, and well, nice plants to keep. Thank you very much for watching my Euphorbias. Have an amazing day.